Welcome! That's right, it's Tuesday. And if you're hearing this voice, that must mean live right now. It's just a little after 4 o'clock Central Time, which means it is the Random Kristian Show. And as you can see by our little fancy graphic there, that's it, the Random Kristian Show. I am Kristian Random, and welcome to our Tuesday. Because Mondays suck, as we always say, and the rest of the week doesn't count. Tuesday is the only important day, and then we can just take vacation the rest of the week. So there we go. How are you doing? Hope everything's beautiful and well where you are at. We live in a crazy world and in crazy times, and so that's why we're here to randomly take you away from it. So, if you are taken away and taken aback by our beautiful, fun little show, then make sure to like, follow, subscribe, whatever you're watching us on, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, or if you listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, Bullhorn, Overcast, all those places. Like us, follow us, subscribe, and check out our website, therandomkristianshow.com. There's some merchandise like you see right here, or like what I'm wearing, or this fancy sticker that's hanging up right here. And then we also have like coffee mugs and socks and all sorts of cool little things on the site there that you could purchase and proudly display your commemorative time with us. That's what we call it. Also, you can go to Patreon if you really like the show that much. Throw a little money our way, and maybe we can bring you on the show or mention your name for a little bit of money, and we'll make sure we mention you or somebody's birthday, or we can tell somebody to piss off, and that would be always fun. Or Sundays we have a little pre-meeting kind of thing, planning out the next show. And you could be a part of that for X amount of dollars. In the meantime, let's say thank you to our good friends at Consolidated Skateboards, our official, unofficial sponsor. They are on the web at Consolidated Skateboards for all your skateboard and blanket needs. As you can see the sticker right behind me here, Consolidated Blankets. Look for that logo right there. And they are also on Instagram at Consolidated Skateboards. So make sure you check them out. Don't forget about 5 Point Skates down in Ventura, California. If you're down in the way there, say hi to Brad and Dave and all the boys. And speaking of saying hello, let us say hello to our good friend Matthew and our good friend Andrew. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Hello.
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 And Matt's waving for all who can't hear. Because they're oh my god. It is kind of an audio show as well. I'm just saying.
Oh, a podcast. I get it. No, that's cool. Okay.
Okay, so hey, guess what's happening next week on the show?
We have a guest.
We have a guest, and not only a guest, but a guest of, I guess, fame and fortune. I don't know. It's Eve Simon from Gen X Stories, the podcast Gen X Stories, and she will be here talking all things Gen X with us because we're kind of Gen Xers, and I like the band Generation X with Billy Idol, and yeah. So it's going to be fun.
That'll be a fun show. That'll be a very fun show. I'm excited.
It will. She's a blast. I've listened to a few of her shows, and those guys have a great time, and I can't wait to get her on here and talk Gen X-y stuff. Oh my god, It's going to be awesome. That's so cool.
You remember that time you saw the movie
in Bandcamp?
Yeah, you totally remember then.
There was a flute. And there was this weird camp counselor, and I had a doll therapy session after that.
Well, the worst part was I was going to say a real movie, and it just 80s movie, and it blanked on me. I was going to try to do a good one, like Say Anything. Remember when you saw that movie, Say Anything?
Yes, but I saw it like way later, and
you didn't see it. What about Weird
No
Science?
one,
Oh yeah, saw it. Not in
Yeah.
the movie theater though. Rented it.
I saw it when it came out.
Yeah, well, I thought when it came out.
I have a hard time. I have a hard time remembering, especially from 10 to about 15, the movies that I saw in the theater versus movies that I saw at home.
Yeah.
Because my dad got a lot of VHSs, so I rewatched a lot of movies. So a lot of my memories just come from rewatching the movies, just because all of those sort of lines are ingrained in my head from the rewatch.
Right.
So
Right.
I remember seeing like a select few movies in theaters, but the bulk of my sort of like growing up movie experiences, yeah, I remember watching that at home,
Well,
and I was just.
and did you, because like I don't know, when at my mom, because my parents were divorced, so when I'd go visit my mom every other weekend, I had two little sisters, so Friday evening you'd go to the video store.
Yeah.
And like my little sisters would get a couple of movies, I'd get a movie, and my mom would get a movie. And I think I think that, like, you're absolutely right. I think I watched probably more movies at home than I did in the theater.
Yeah.
From like
Yeah.
maybe 5th grade through high school.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. Even beyond. I mean, even though I had a girlfriend that worked at a movie theater, but
yeah, no, my dad was incredibly cheap, so yeah, we would wait for movies to come out and then rent them, and that was it. So
no, yeah, in high school I had a crush on a girl that worked at a video store right next to my mom's hair salon. So yeah, I'd always go to visit my mom and spend hours in the video store.
Yeah.
Okay, now,
hey mom, I'm gonna go get a movie.
Yeah,
yeah.
And then you sneak into the back part of the video rental place where there's the little doors, and you sneak in there, and it's kind of a little bit darker.
I was the chubby friend in high school. I was not the dashing leading man.
Yeah.
But do you know what section I'm talking about?
I absolutely know what section you're talking about.
Yeah, it's the porn section. That's right.
Right. Yeah.
And don't tell me none of us went back there, because we've all done it.
I didn't.
Liar.
Nope. Not lying.
I learned a decent amount just by looking at the covers of those.
Yeah.
I'm the guy that when I lived in San Francisco and my friends would come visit, and they'd all want to go to the titty bars, I'd be like, enjoy. I'll see you.
They're called chest feeding bars now.
Okay. Whatever. Just back in the day, they were titty bars, and
that's still an acceptable moniker for those. There's a lot of people still use that term for that establishment. Yeah.
Get with the times there. It's still the same, dude.
Hey man, I'm just trying to be, politically correct. Okay.
Yeah, well,
just trying to keep
you're the one that brought up the
video store. The porn section.
You went there.
But without that porn section, VHS
and I'm saying
would never have taken off.
Feeding, because you can't call it breastfeeding anymore. It's chest feeding, and apparently it's not a woman that does it. It's a lady that feeds babies.
Dude, what the hell do you?
Oh my God!
Where do you get your crazy Midwest information?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Andy and Matt show.
So Andy, how are you doing today?
Great. Yeah.
Okay.
Wonderful.
We all remember who has this button, right? Oh, well, yes, we do.
Whatever.
As quick as I joined the show, I was shunned away.
See, That's I don't know if that's someone's crazy warped idea of what PC really is, and being PC is not really all that PC if you really ask me, but whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
but I've never ever heard it called chest feeding
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's the new thing. You're not supposed to call it breastfeeding
Okay,
anymore.
no,
It's
seriously,
breastfeeding.
where did
I'm
you hear
serious.
this?
That was it was a news thing. It was a news thing.
Source
on what news?
Please quote your source.
Oh god.
Yeah, come on, man.
I don't know.
Seriously, like that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's a very dumb
So-
thing. But the appropriate term is chest feeding.
No,
Breast is not a derogatory or pornographic
I
term.
know. I know. And neither is female or male, but apparently they or them is more appropriate. So
it's only
No, that
appropriate if
depends
someone
on
wants
that
it
depends
to be.
on your pronoun preference, though.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Here
You can set that.
I do. Dude, chick. Boom.
Just
What's
saying, man.
Just
saying.
just saying. Babe, bro. Okay. Hottie. Buff dude. Whatever. So I'm going down
All
the
right.
rabbit
Well,
hole,
I have a
going
love-hate
down the rabbit.
relationship with the term bro.
Why?
I
It
hate it.
reminds
I hate it.
You know what? I don't know. There are ways to use that word where you come off kind of sounding like a dick, but it can also be a very powerful term of affection.
Yeah.
You know, when used correctly. However, there are ways to use the word bro, and it's such a simple word that you think that it wouldn't have such depth of meaning, but it does. But
right. Oh yeah.
there are times when it comes out of somebody's mouth, I'm just like, what the hell why you're not
why are you being such an ass?
Right.
Well, no, and it's like I feel like Inigo Montoya in The Princess Bride. You use that word too much. I do not think it means what you think it means.
Inconceivable.
All right.
Yeah. No, it's okay. It's all in the way you use it. It's just like the word fuck. Okay. Fuck.
No. Two different things. One is a conversation spice word, and
just like the word fuck.
And the other is, hey bro, I hate bro.
Right, yeah. Or I was like, we were rolling down the street and I was like, hey bro, why are your mitts on me? And it's just like, really?
I almost have the same feeling towards dude. Quite honestly.
You know what? I use dude way too much, and I dude is half of my vocab to where I don't mind the misuse of dude that much.
Because dude is more our era.
That's
seriously.
True. Yeah.
Bro kind of more evolved in the 90s because after a while it was okay to be calling everybody bro because the 70s were over, and saying bro wasn't as a black power thing or anything like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think you're right. I'm a little old manning my porch on the word bro a little bit.
But it's true because I obviously use the word bro, and what's up, bro, or whatever, things like that. And I've had people like, what'd you just call me? And I'd be like, bro. And then they start getting in a hizzy because they're black or whatever, and I'm like, it's just like the word dude. I don't know if you want. Yeah. What up, dude? Is that better?
Yeah.
Get back to work, dude.
Hey, guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seeing that just.
And I was joking about.
I
don't care about dude.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you really want to set me off? Call me guy. Yeah,
but the bro thing. I think there's a time and a place for it. And like you said, I mean, like when the college stoner guys are like, "Hey, bro, just be cool." It's like, "Hey, dude, shut the hell up."
Right.
How about you just get the hell out of my face, man?
Right.
Okay, guy.
I'm about to put the bro smackdown on
Yeah, but yeah, hey, when someone goes, "Hey, guy," that's even worse.
you.
Yeah.
I'm not your guy.
Where?
I don't even know if I'm your dude. Certainly not
Hey,
your bro.
no. Now we're stepping
ham.
boundaries here, bro.
Yeah.
And now we're
Because
going. Yeah.
yeah,
we're stepping
because
on.
dude,
Anyway.
I use the word dude so much. My wife actually got me a card, and it was like a birthday card, and I open it up, pull it out, and what's it say? Dude. That's all it says.
There you go.
Right on the
What
front of the card.
Hey,
And that's all it needed to say.
Corey's here. Corey, what's going on? Hey,
Oh,
what do you
crap.
use more? Do you use dude or bro, Corey?
Let me
us know.
enable the chat so everybody else can. Hello, angels.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me get him. Oh crap, I don't got him pulled up. Damn it. Here,
Oh.
we'll just
but if
flash
he,
it
if
out
he
there.
answers
There
the
it is.
question,
There's Corey.
Right.
What's up, Corey? Or I'm sorry, Charlie.
Yeah.
We'll be the angels. He can be Charlie.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby. All right. So yeah. Dude is another one of those words where yeah.
Yeah, but I do think you're right. I do think it's a generational deal.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
What's this thing? Dude in general,
Dude
bro,
in
if you're a
general.
bro in Christ or more than an acquaintance. Yeah, I get it. Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, if you're a little closer, then it's bro. Which because see nowadays a lot of the kids nowadays are saying bruh. And that's all I did, Matt. It's all right. No,
I saw the look.
I saw the
Now
look.
Corey's explanation, like if it's if it's more than an acquaintance, like if it's a friend,
Mhm.
and you're like, "Hey, bro, what's up, man? I haven't seen you in so long." Like that, it actually is a bro. But if you're just out in the wild and someone's like, "Hey, bro,"
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't know you. I am not your bro.
Then it's weird.
And
Don't
bro,
tase me,
bro
bro.
doesn't
Don't
bother
tase
me
me, bro.
because all it is another pronunciation of a bro. Like whatever. That's
So,
how
dude-
they say it.
So dude is the formal, bro is the casual.
Yeah, exactly. If someone goes, "Hey, dude, your car is still on," I'd be like, "Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that." But if someone's
Right, I
like, "Hey,
would
bro,
never
your car's still on," I'd be like, "I want it that way. Leave me alone."
Yeah,
Right.
Jackhole.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see.
What if it's Joe from
Y'all
and we haven't seen Joe in so long, actually. Joe's a bro.
Random Joe. Hey, dude.
Joe bro.
Man, not bro.
But if it's a random Joe, you go, "Hey, Joe. Where you going?"
Right.
With it?
Yeah.
No, anyway.
No,
I
would.
in your hand. Now you're
too much
all...
hippie music.
Yeah,
on
hippies
my
come in the
door.
back. Hippies use the back door. Okay.
Anyway,
there it is. There's our favorite word. Anyway.
Exactly, Corey. Don't do drugs because this is what happens to you.
Drugs are bad, okay?
Where's my dinger at?
This was all the drugs, okay? All right, yeah. Let's get back on course here. Okay,
anyway,
today
this is gonna be the best podcast.
There a course? Is there a course today? There is no course.
There's a course of action.
Oh, there was a very loose course. I'm sorry. Yes.
Yes, it's a random course. The course in randomity. And do we all know what the term randomity means?
Please define it for the group.
I gotta look
He's got to look it up.
I got to make sure I say it right because I've screwed it up before. It is the bold process of oh, wait a minute. Damn it.
How
the
random
definition of randomity, round 2.
The password is randomity. Yeah. Remember that show? I loved that show. And actually,
password was a great.
Do you remember the game? The game password? Mm-hmm. I actually found it at a garage sale, bought it for 50 cents.
I think we have it. We have it in our game trunk.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Okay. Randomity, the bold process of knowing and discussing everything about nothing in particular. Boom. Yep. Trademarked. And
Well done.
yeah,
Golf
job.
clapping. Golf clapping it.
came up with it myself. Can't you tell? Yeah, I think you can. So, today Jeopardy music. Thanks, Corey. Today, we were announcing the fact that Eve Simon from Gen X Stories will be on next week. So right on, Eve, and that's going to be awesome. And hopefully in a couple of weeks here, I am working. We may have to do the show on a different day. I don't know if that's going to work for everybody. I got to talk to you guys about that.
Wait,
But Joel Carroll, the guy that wrote that book that I was trying to do the narration for.
oh right.
Yeah, it's out and he wants to get on the show, but unfortunately his real life job is keeping him from Tuesdays now. So he
Okay.
said Thursdays would work. I got to see if we can work it out with you guys. We'll figure something out. Not a big deal.
Thursdays might work for me. I mean,
Okay.
I'm also flexible.
Whoa, let's see.
Not like that.
Oh.
Well, kind of like, but we don't. That's the After Dark podcast.
Yeah, that's right. It's Random Kristian.
that's
After Dark.
the $20 tier at Patreon.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And yeah, hey kids, again, if you're out
How
there
flexible
listening,
is Andy?
yeah, you want to see how flexible Andy is? Throw
It'll cost
us a
you
little
$20
cash.
to find out.
That's right. Or
Wow.
buy a shirt, buy some socks, buy a coffee mug. Actually,
Buy
I gotta
a
go
co-
on there and create some more stuff.
So you mentioned
Teespring.
I'm gonna go like that a little.
Yeah,
You
do
mentioned that we have socks.
Yes, we
and
do.
So I actually went to the site.
Now we're
to
all
see.
doing this.
Come on, guys.
You're the one screwing
And
with your game.
all I did was de-zoom.
Yeah, all right.
Wow. So you can see the hippies use backdoor sign better.
Yes, there.
I mean, I'm doing it for the fans, man. For
Yeah,
the
man.
fans.
That was a good
After
callback.
7. Yes.
It was.
Great
So let me
Holla back, girl.
there we go. Well, and I rearranged some stuff, so I'm really not comfortable at the moment.
Okay.
So anyway,
Dorsey,
so I did. I
what's up,
went to
dude?
the website, and yes.
Oh,
you speak
Dorsey.
the truth. Sites. How crazy. Socks.
Yeah.
Right.
The best.
Let me
the
say
best.
the words
The
right.
best part. Yeah, the best part is that the socks are truly random. Like you might get two different colors.
Really?
Yes. And
No,
well, actually,
that's a complete
the
and
logos
total fabrication.
you have to hold the socks together for the complete logo on the. And I'm sorry, I was covering up my mic. Nick, what's up, dude? Thanks for joining in.
Yeah,
brother.
but actually, don't create the logo with the socks because you'll actually open a portal to somewhere if you do. That's why we got such a great deal on the socks.
Well, I wasn't planning on ordering the socks anyway, so
Yeah.
I'm safe.
Yeah.
Just don't.
No,
yeah,
order them
just-
for your cat.
No.
Order
Important
for
safety
your
tip:
cat.
don't complete the logo.
There you go. That's right. All right. So today we are going to be talking about anybody? Bueller?
I didn't get that in our meeting schedule.
Burnout.
Oh, that's right. I did get that. in
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
meeting
you
schedule.
did. We talked about it for like an hour Sunday.
What the hell am I?
So glad we have those pre-meetings on Sunday.
I know, right?
Andy even blew off his camping trip for that meeting. And
Yeah.
you-
Yeah. I set a fire, so I didn't have to go.
Matt,
Yeah.
you're making me dizzy.
Hey, I'm making me dizzy too.
Okay.
Join the club.
So anyway, and the whole reason it came up is because, like I said, I stalk certain podcast groups on Facebook and Twitter and whatnot, kind of like we all do. And somebody was telling me, oh, I'm just so tired. I'm so burnt out. All I do is this, and this. And I come home from work and then I got to do all this, I was like, okay, well, and I just put out and literally I didn't even direct it at that thing. I just said, so if you're burnt out, if you're getting burnout from something that you love doing, maybe it's not what you really love doing, basically. And it stirred up all sorts of I got stuff to spew on this one. Corey's ready to go off. Yeah, I don't know how we can do it. You dude, we'd have to get that set up beforehand, unfortunately. So you're gonna have to just type away, bro. Which is the beauty of the chat. So like I said, the guy was just complaining and about having him do his podcast and how much time it takes him. And then I'm like, okay, if this is something that you love, then why are you getting burnt out on it? I did radio for a few years for free and I busted my ass. I did a lot of things for those radio stations and working my way off of them. And it was crazy, and what I don't understand is if you can't handle doing it, and then why are you doing it? Don't do your podcast. Don't do, if this is something you love, then it's not work, then it's not. And I've never been burnt out on anything except when I was really high, and then I got burnt out on playing Tron. But it's because I was high and we ran out of nachos.
That's a lie. You could never be burnt out on playing Tron because those video games were some of the best, and that movie still holds a very special place in my heart.
Yes.
Thank you. So, first and foremost, I have my Tron pop figures here that are on my desk. There's Sark right there. There's Tron. That shows how much I love those. Second, it is. No, burnout is a thing. And even if you do love doing something, and don't get me wrong, sometimes, and a lot of the bigger podcasts, they see sort of this engagement right away, right? A lot of the indie podcasts, and I think that we fall into the indie group, right? We are a very slow burn, right? So if you're looking for that immediate sort of traction with a podcast, it's hard. It is hard, and I can see where you're putting a lot of energy where you're recording. Some people even edit the podcast. Kristian, I know that that's a foreign concept to you, but some people actually do edit their podcasts.
Yeah, no, and I get it.
And then there's art that goes around each episode. There's all this different stuff, and so it can get a little daunting,
Right.
And I'm lucky. I have my other podcast. I have two other very capable people that help out, and we split the load very well. And then we're figuring. No, I'm just saying. But you're the driver. You're putting in at least 80% of the work on this podcast right now. But we're starting to split that a little more.
Right.
But I'm just saying that depending on how often you want to put out stuff, it's kind of easy to burn out because it can take a lot, especially because none of us are making any money with the podcast right now. Hopefully to change very, very soon. But at the same time, we can definitely, if I'm working a full 40 hours a week and then spending an hour to 2 hours a night on this with very little return, it can get a little discouraging. And you can say, well, why am I doing this? Even if it's something that you love very much.
Right.
But like Nick says, I've been burned out of my art projects many times, dude.
Yeah, Nick is a very good artist, by the way. He's done a lot of work in haunted houses all over the U.S.
I get burned out on doing just doing photo editing. Like I love taking pictures and I love making like running it through Lightroom, and getting it right, and doing the post process. But there's times like when after 2 hours, you're just like, if I never see another photo for a week, I will be so happy.
Yeah. Well,
and it's not. And Corey said, start by defining burnout. That could be a part of the problem. My thing is, if you're to the point where you're like burned out, don't complain to a bunch of people like, oh, I'm starting to burn out, blah, blah, blah. You know what? Just take a fucking break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
And a lot of that is proper mental health, where
Yeah.
when I was younger and when I was in college, I was right on the beach. So, my breaks were going to the beach and boogie boarding for a little bit.
Right.
When I got older, and I was playing in my dad cover band, right? We would practice for a couple hours a week, and then we would gig every once in a while, right? And we actually made money doing it, and that was fun. That was good and I wasn't beholden to anybody else at that time, right? I'm not checking my phone while I'm gigging, right? So like nothing's coming through, right? And honestly, that's since moving, 9 hours up north, I don't have access to a lot of those things that I used to have access to.
Right.
So I tried to cover with a couple things and it just didn't work. So I'm still trying to figure out what my sort of mental health break is. And that's been hard.
Okay. Okay. And
Yeah.
no, and okay. Now, all right. I guess we're gonna have to play like devil's advocate here in a way.
Okay. Well, I want to address Corey's comment really quick.
Mental health.
Yeah.
Just because he said a reliance to mental health is not shut the fuck up, sometimes talking through. No, I totally agree. But complaining to a group of like podcasters that would love to be able to reach a point where burnout is possible and complaining about it is just, I mean, like basically you get Chris's reaction to that, which is like, what do you mean burnout? Like,
yeah,
like just take a break. Like, and mental health, talk to someone that cares. Not everyone cares, and I'm sorry that's not the right thing to say, but there's a lot of people out there with problems that I could really care less about.
You're absolutely right. But what's the one thing that people look for with posting on social media?
They look for acceptance.
They look for acceptance and reassurance. Yeah. And you know what? Your sort of your local unit around you may not be the right people to talk to about that. Right. And depending on the support that you have on social media, if I'm posting that I'm burnt out on social media, I want people to tell me that it's going to be okay and that people are going to be cool. You know, that, hey, I mean, everything's cool. Right. Like there was when we started to jump into when I started to jump into Twitter a little bit more, we immediately became fast friends with this one podcast, and this guy burned himself out really quickly. And he was like posting like 2 episodes a week and everything. And then, he posted, guys, I just reached, I hit a wall. I'm going to take a week here. And like I said, the community was great behind it. Like, oh man, take your time. It's all good. It's all good. Right. Yeah. And I think that that's why people post on social media with posts like that, is that they could be approaching burnout or getting close. And they just want assurance that, hey, if I don't post a podcast for 2 weeks, everybody's going to be cool. If we have to go from Tuesday to Thursday, everybody's going to be fine. I'm sure Corey will be there.
Well, and I mean, I'm not saying that he shouldn't reach out, but he should know his audience a little bit better.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Like,
and so,
I mean, that's not something just to say to any group. I mean,
right.
And
look.
So I mean,
everybody's picking sides.
Yeah. But my whole thing to burnout is like it's real and
okay.
And just take your time.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a point where you just need to walk away from something and
absolutely
refocus.
But like I said, my problem with it is, and this is my problem apparently because everybody else is not there. So my thing is, you know what? And I'm going to say this, and it's going to be a little harsh. Fuck your burnout. If you're fucking burnout, move on, get away from it, because it's not something you're passionate about. It's not something you love. Too bad. Okay. Yeah. You can get tired and you can get, uh, frustrated. Okay. But burnout means that you've lost it. You've lost it. You're done. Okay. That's burnt out. That means you have no more fuel. You have nothing left. Okay. So then obviously it's not something that you're passionate about. It's not something that you believe in. It's not something you have the strength or the ability to do. So find this something that you have the strength. Find something you have the ability. Find something you have the passion for. Because if you don't, then you're digging a hole. You're digging a hole
So
that's going
you
to
take
fill up
a
with water eventually. Okay.
very
So then what
literal.
I'm saying, I'm sorry.
You take a very literal view on the phrase "burnt out."
Well, that's the
Yeah.
way this guy was describing it. That's the way he
No,
was describing.
and if that's
I
how he
can't
was
handle it
describing it,
anymore.
then
I've got 200,000 followers and I'm just burnt out. Too
see,
fucking
and
bad,
that's
dude.
why I'm saying to that guy, screw it, shut the hell up and leave. We don't
Yeah.
care. If you're done, you're
That's what I'm
done.
saying.
But
If
I
you
think
get
that
burnt out on something like that, then if you're getting burnt out, but seriously, if you're getting burnt out, no, you're wrong. You need to leave it, because it's not the right thing for you. And I'm not saying that. Okay,
no, I
podcasting in general, especially because I started this before the pandemic. Okay. And then the pandemic hit, and all of a sudden everybody and their mom had a podcast. Okay. And hey, there's been some great shows come out of it. Trust me. But there's also some guys, like, I've had a couple people that wanted to come on the show to do cross promotion. And I think I told you guys about it. I was just like, oh, dude, you've
yeah.
got nothing there. And
Yeah.
I didn't really say anything like that. I say, you know what? I think you need more time to develop. Now there's a couple guys that they're in the right groove, but they just need some more time to get cohesive and get something under them. Now am I saying because we're a big top show? No, absolutely not. I'm just some little small pinhead out in the central states, in the Midwest, and I come on every Tuesday, and all I want to do is I just want to cheer people up. If I make one person's day, if I make one person's day with something that we talk about or something that we make a joke about or whatever, then boom, job
Yeah,
done, and I'm satisfied. Okay.
and it is that
I'll
simple.
never know if that happens either, unless somebody directly sends an email to the website at therandomchristianshow.com, or at
That's why he wanted to do this. All right, now I get it. All right.
Yeah.
No,
No,
Just a
that-
little cross-promoting, self-plug,
Right, but that makes
self-promotion thing. But
and that makes complete sense where you're coming from in that regard. But at the same time, you have that experience of talking to thin air, not necessarily knowing that anybody is out there.
right.
You've had that experience before, and it's something again that you're very that you're
Even
very
when there was
passionate about.
supposed to be people there wasn't people there.
Right,
So
but-
trust me. Yeah, I know.
But you're very passionate about it, and it was the reason that you started this podcast, because it's something that you enjoy doing.
Yeah.
Now, and yeah, everybody and their mom started a podcast. By the way, subscribe to my mom's podcast, Greek Cooking. You'll love it. Anyway,
They're at Rum and Regret.
there's a point where, though, that at sometimes you start a project that maybe gets twisted and turned to a point where you're not necessarily that excited about it anymore.
Yeah,
And
leave
if you
it.
take it, but you can leave it, or you
Quit crying about it.
can take a step back and tweak it.
Well, here I gotta.
You could, but if you're burnt out, then you're done with it. That's what
I
you're saying.
Not
had-
necessarily.
I had a thought about this because, as Chris knows, I'm a fairly good cook, and I like cooking, and I like cooking to make a living because it's very easy for me. But I burn out on it because, like, quite honestly, I don't have the passion to be a major chef, to go do this. Like once once that day in and day out, that same old every day, the same 15 customers that you see every day are always there and always ordering the same thing, I burn out on it. And you're absolutely right. I don't have the passion for it, and that's why I don't do it anymore.
Right.
And I was trying to think over the last couple of days, like what is it out there that I could just do day after day after day and never get tired of it, because I find it fun, relaxing, and challenging, and so much stuff. And it's shooting.
Yeah,
I could be out at the range if I had the money and the time, and bullets were available. I would be out at the range all the time, putting holes in paper. It's very zen.
Like
it's
golf.
not easy.
I would play golf every damn day of the week.
Yeah, I'd like to learn how to play golf, because I think golf might be that kind of same.
It is.
It's easy and it's very difficult at the same time.
It's simple yet complex. Yep. Hold on. We promised to give Corey some time here because I didn't get him set up.
Yeah.
Okay. Corey says he's a pastor. I'm bivocational. I work 50 hours a week. I have a radio show, I podcast. All do these things have separate reasons and purposes, and I love them all, minus working 50 hours. Yes, I'm right there with you. You're telling me if I start to feel burnout that the reason is I'm doing something wrong and I don't care about what I'm doing? No. Corey.
Thank you, Corey.
Hey.
Yeah.
Give me.
Explain yourself, Chris.
Zip it.
Go on.
Zip it. Yeah, guess what I got in the drawer here? Okay. A whole bag of zip it.
Well, then explain. Right. Go on.
No. I'm trying to.
Respond to the man, please.
Come on. Okay. Answer the guy. He's waiting for an answer, Chris.
Yeah.
Come on.
Joe made me go back into creepy old man. All right.
Go back into.
Now, Corey, you are okay, and I get it. And you're passionate about your ministry. He's passionate about making a living at work. He's passionate about being a DJ. He's passionate about his podcast message. However, sometimes time pulls me in more of one direction than the other. So it's straining to that aspect. So it's easy to more it's coming from Corey. But okay, Corey.
Yeah. Amen, Corey.
That's right. All right.
He's 100% right. I love to cook. But there are some nights where, hey, we're all having hot dogs and everybody's going to be happy with it. You know?
Absolutely. Okay. But does that mean you're burned out on feeding your family?
No.
Burned out on cooking for the.
Does
burned out on cooking?
No, you're not. You're okay.
See, I think people use the term.
Am I allowed to be tired?
You're finding different ways to feed your family. Okay?
I think people use burnout when they mean, "Hey, man, I need a break."
Yeah, you're right. No, you're 100% right.
Okay, and that could be.
They misuse the term burnout.
Yes.
This guy was bitching about being successful and being burnt out. Okay, you know what? You knew the job was dangerous when you took it, Fred. Okay, if anybody remembers Super Chicken, which I know the theme song by heart and I can sing it. But that was one of the main lines. You knew the job was dangerous when you took it, Fred. So you know the parameters of what you're doing when you start doing it. If you don't, then you didn't do your research and you screwed yourself. Quit crying, quit complaining, step away and get out. And don't sit here and bitch to everybody about, oh, I'm so burnt out and I'm so tired for having this successful show. And it's like, Bezos going, I'm so tired of making so much money and going into space. It's such oh my gosh, I just don't have enough time to spend all this money. Yeah. Too freaking bad. Okay. Don't want to hear about it. Blow yourself up into space and die.
Bezos literally, he flew a giant middle finger into space. That's what he did.
Oh no, he flew a giant penis into space.
Well, I know, but still, honestly, that's you can use both. You know, they're both a sort of a symbol for, hey, look at this. This is what I think of you guys.
That's true.
See, now Corey says, can you feel burnout coming and stop it, or does recognizing it and speaking of it make you bitchy? See, I think I think that if you start to feel burned out, you can. That's when you go to people and you say, like this guy said, "Hey, man, like I'm really lucky to be successful. I've got 200,000 followers, but it's really
didn't say
starting to
that.
get on me." No, I'm just saying, if he'd have said, "Hey, man, it's really starting to get to me. Like, what do I do before I hit a wall?"
Okay.
Now that wouldn't be bitchy at all. But coming
No,
up,
that would
No.
that would be asking for that would be constructive and asking for help, and
yeah, and
not
people go, "Hey,
saying, "Oh,
man,
I'm
maybe."
burnt out."
But yeah, if you're saying, "Oh, I'm burnt out, I got nothing for you," then
Yeah.
maybe
Then suck it.
come
Move
back
on.
when you're
Yeah,
not.
But
I think he's using it. He might be using it in
and see,
a way.
Corey knows the thing I'm speaking of. Okay,
Uh-huh.
he's in the same podcast chat group, and me and
Okay.
Corey had a little debate when I posted my question. So, and that's why he's so active on here right now, because he's been
No, that's
itching.
good though.
He's been
He's
itching
been
for a
thinking
week
about
to
it.
jump in
Okay.
here and jump
Yeah.
all over me. But
But we should
and
have
I
had
love
him as a
Corey.
guest on this.
Well, Corey
And then
again
Andy
works
and I could have
50
just sat
hours a
back and watched
week,
YouTube duke
and
it out.
so okay, Corey works 50 hours a week like I do and has odd hours, so it's very hard. Plus, he's a single father. He didn't even add that in, okay? He's a
Yeah.
single father. He sounds like we're defining attention grabbing here, which
No,
is dumb and pathetic.
I think Corey
And yeah,
absolutely hit the nail on the head there. Yes.
yeah,
Yeah, and I think
and
that's what
yeah,
that guy was doing, was like going, "Oh, woe is me, look at my poor problems," instead of
right. And so
if he was
that's why
going in
I
there
posed
looking
my
for like
question.
help, going like, "Hey, man," because I've hit burnout, and what do? I go, "Hey, man, I'm done. I love you. I'll see you when I'm back."
Yeah.
Like
Shut
I've
your
left cooking
whiny
quite a few
bitch ass
times,
mouth.
and
Yeah.
no, I'm not going to whine about it. These are the facts, and I'll be back when I'm back.
Give me a
Okay.
week on the beach. I'll be great. I'll be great next Monday.
Right.
Yeah.
I will be
Then just
boom.
go to the beach and don't sit here and whine to people about your
But
success. And
you know what? I
all right,
think
hold on. I'm trying to
again,
find
Corey nailed it. This person just wanted people to say, "Hey, take your time. Hey, you're
Oh
great.
no,
We'll
you're doing a
support you
wonderful
when you get
job.
back." Yeah,
Yeah.
it's okay.
But
And I think
where's if
so. I hate to throw this out there because we're again, we're very passionate about what we do, but nobody cares about us enough to say that if we post that we're burnt out on social media, that like one person's going to say, "No, take your time, dude." No, wait, no, take your time, bro. You got this. Anyway,
if I posted the podcast is really starting to get to me, people will be like, "What
seriously?
podcast?"
yeah.
You're on a podcast?
Hey,
I did not know that. I'm like,
Okay. So let me just
hold on one sec. Okay, read it, and then I'll because I have a great parallel for this, and you're gonna hate it, Christian, but I can't wait to say it.
All right. So this is the question I pose. This is verbatim the question I pose.
Okay.
If you get burnt out from what you're doing it for the wrong reason. I'm just saying. There is no bigger rush or thrill than knowing that I got just even one person that got it and enjoyed a part of my show. And then the hate mail begins. Okay. So I got all sorts of people, of course, Corey was the first one to chime in. I'll just say that. Nope, this couldn't be any further from the truth. People experience burnout for many reasons and in many aspects of life, usually because of so much dedication to something they truly love. I've experienced it in ministry and fishing tournaments, lure making, etc. It's actually pretty normal to feel burnout at times. Just means you are normal. No. If it means you got tired of doing something, that doesn't mean you're burnt out. Okay? And again,
see, I think you're taking it way too literally.
Yeah.
And
and
that's
then
the problem.
That's a totally this was the first response, mind you. That's a totally unrealistic opinion, but that's the internet for you. That's the first guy that responded to this, actually. And
Which I mean, I agree. I think you take it way too. I think okay. There's two things, and before you can go, Andy,
and I
the
replied to
first thing
that
is
saying,
that guy
not being
wasn't
argumentative, but
looking for
why is
help.
that unrealistic? Okay, I wasn't trying to argue with the guy, but I said, why is that unrealistic? And I get, because your premise is flawed. Burnout happens. Whether or not you are doing something for the right reasons is not a factor on whether or not you can burn out. I'll grant you that it might delay burnout or make it not as bad, but burnout can happen for any number of reasons. Telling people that they are burnt out because they are in it for the wrong reasons is kind of shitty. Did I say that?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you absolutely did.
Yeah, I did. So.
And it is shitty because
no, it's not
just
shitty.
because
It's the honest.
Just
it's
because
honest.
something has never happened to you doesn't
just
mean
because
it's
I was
not
being
real.
honest. I was being honest. If you can't handle it, get out.
No, and there's nothing wrong with it.
That's the beauty, is you have the right to say that, and other people have the right to disagree with you.
I understand.
And
but I'm also stating, get out.
This is the beauty and the beast of the
internet. I don't disagree with you
guys.
on that, but
this is the absolute beauty and the beast of the internet. Now, this guy who has 200,000 followers, I guarantee you, all of those 200,000 followers don't necessarily like this person. So I guarantee you that he deals with his hate just as much as he deals with his love, right? So
Probably.
that's one of the problems of having a quote unquote, let's just say, successful franchise for where I'm going to take this next, right? And I hope you guys know where I'm going with this.
I think so.
So, for someone like George Lucas, right, who got a ton of hate off of the prequels and said, you know what? I think I'm going to sell it.
Go to Star Wars.
Don't tell me this doesn't apply here.
Oh, it completely applies.
It does, but damn it.
Thank you, Matt. But okay, and like I said, we don't need to go into story mode here. But at the same time,
why not? We always do.
Lucas got burnt, right, and said, "You know what? I'm going to sell while the iron is hot and while someone wants to buy." And sure enough, he didn't want to tell any more Star Wars stories. But he got paid out. Now, did he quit Star Wars? Did he quit Star Wars altogether? No, he didn't. He's back. He's back there consulting a little bit.
A little bit.
And you know what?
Not much.
And you know he's
and
now
getting paid millions of dollars for it.
But he's now putting in the energy that he can. He needed a break, and he smartly got paid for his intellectual property.
And I can almost guarantee you've gotten burned out on stuff, Chris. You just don't recognize it as such. You take it way too literally. But I kind of agree with part of what you were saying, though, Chris. I think it might show a lack of super. I don't even know.
Superman?
No. So, I mean, what I'm trying to say is, okay, I agree with you up to a point, but saying that if you burn out, you don't have the passion for something, which I think is absolutely incorrect. I think you can have the passion for something and still burn out. However, I think that I don't think you should allow yourself to burn out. You should, like the George Lucas thing, he saw like what he was doing wasn't going, he started getting burned out on it and took a step back and handed over the reins to someone else.
Or let me throw this at you. He did like Gene Roddenberry with Star Trek, wasn't getting burned out, but saw people with new vision of what he was doing and said, here you go, take it, go.
Oh no, he was burned out. He didn't want to do, I don't think he didn't want to do any movies after the first three.
Gene Roddenberry?
He took a step. No.
Oh, I'm
George
sorry.
Lucas. I don't know enough about Gene Roddenberry to make any statements about his
The creator of
nerdiness.
Star Trek and all that is
Well, but-
possible through space. And
Yeah, but I don't know
Yeah,
his
no.
story. I know George Lucas's story. You know,
Roddenberry wasn't as involved. I mean, like, he created Star Trek, but
Right.
in terms of developing the stories, you start that out as a TV show to where multiple people are contributing to the storylines.
Right, but he
That's a
was
little
still
bit-
very creatively
no,
involved in all that.
I absolutely guarantee you that, but you're automatically in a sort of a room throwing ideas off of each other, where the original trilogy of Star Wars was just Lucas.
And
Yes,
everyone was looking at
just
him
him.
going, okay, and now more. We want more.
Yeah,
And he's
Well,
going,
right.
because he
I don't
also
got more.
he also got a lot of money thrown at him for more. And
But that
because
was
and then you look at
that was a
especially Disney.
But he didn't. But he didn't make more for the money. He made more when
Yeah.
he was ready to.
Yeah. That was a monster that grew out of his control, and
Yeah.
because of how the
Right there.
well, and because of how the public responded to it, that can say, you know what, I did this for me, but you know what, I don't need to do this anymore.
Okay. Well, okay.
Your Iron Man cup reminds me now. Someone who would probably 100% agree with you would have been Stan Lee. I don't think that guy burned out on Marvel Comics.
No,
Never.
absolutely
No.
not.
God,
that
no.
guy,
Are you
that guy
kidding?
loved his job
To the day he died.
Yeah, I mean,
And he was even I've seen interviews with Stan Lee from way back in the day, and I mean his passion was insane. I mean, it was almost crazy, like, because he
fanatical
lived
passion.
and breathed those, and I mean he put his life into those. That's half the reason some of those, I think okay, God, hold on, I'm bringing up the nerd sign because it's just so fitting right now. Yes, we're nerds. Okay. And Corey, I'm going to get to you in just a second because I see what you wrote there. Okay. Stan Lee put his human element, and I mean he admitted this. He put a lot, the Hulk was about him when he was getting angry at times and stuff like that, and that helped develop the Hulk. Spider-Man was the geeky side of him that wanted to be the popular guy, and there was so much human. That's what made Marvel so great. It was a very relatable. There was relatable characters and heroes.
They're flawed, real human
Iron Man,
superheroes.
Tony Stark, flawed because he was a drunk. That was the one thing when I was a kid that totally drew me to him, because he was drinking. I was drinking. I was a kid, but I was drinking. Okay. And I saw him being successful at the same time, and all the genius of him. But, then I also saw how, he would fall and crash and burn. That's the one thing I liked about Batman. Batman was very, and I'm like, he's really the only DC one that I saw that was like that. So many of them were not, they didn't have the real human traits in them, I don't think.
I think that the
Superman,
Batman came around to be more Marvel comic-like over the years.
He was always like that, though.
But he did start out as, but he's not he didn't have superpowers.
No.
So he's always been
what
human.
I mean.
But I mean, I think that Marvel influenced the DC writers with Batman to make him a flawed hero.
And again, because I just want to remind you guys that you guys are talking. So Stan Lee created a bunch of characters, right?
Right.
But they have been since adapted by several people over the years.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you that there are iterations of certain characters that Stan Lee adapted that he didn't necessarily agree with.
Oh, I'm
right?
Sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, but and again, while you might not agree with something, that isn't necessarily like burnout. You just say, you know what? I just didn't agree with that, and that's that. I don't think that somebody's off interpretation of a character that he invented would have, would have
But-
lessened his passion for the product in any way, shape, or form.
I think Stan Lee would have said, "Yeah, run with it. That's not me." But this is what you see in the character. This is what you see in you of the character. I think he probably would have applauded that.
Well, but that's the thing, and that's the thing. There is that you're in a collaborative group of sort of writers and creators, of where you're going to take the story a certain way, and you have access to Stan Lee, and you can say, "Hey, I'm going to go this way with it. How do you feel about it?" Right? It's
absolutely.
When you are the sole driving force behind something, and you're maybe the only person working on it, and it grows into something that maybe you can't handle all by yourself, you know what? Burnout is entirely possible. And it not necessarily meaning that you're lacking passion for something, or that you've lost passion for it, but that it's just something that has grown to a point to where you just can't control anymore. And it's become too much work to put out the product that you want to do. And sometimes taking a step back is just what you need. And you just, you know what? I'm going to go sit on a beach and not worry about it for a week.
Yeah.
Come back.
Step away.
You might have renewed passion. Or, at the end of a week, you come back and you see comments on, "Oh, where did he fall off the face of the earth? What the hell? I guess we're not," and you lose 100 subscribers. And you're just like, you know what?
Plug.
Screw these people. Yeah,
right.
This isn't fun for me anymore.
Right.
So there's what you're saying is true, Kristian, from a certain point of view.
So you agree but disagree.
I'm quoting Obi-Wan to bring it back.
But and I agree with Andy.
Because he's quoting
you're
Obi-Wan.
Entirely
That's
correct, and yet you're so far off base.
Exactly. Yes.
But you're not wrong.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I know I'm not.
But you're not right either.
But you're not right. That's
Yeah,
I
right.
think in that situation with that particular person, you may have been hit the nail right on the head. Like maybe you don't enjoy doing it as much, but I think that it was probably more of an attention grab than actual burnout.
100%.
Well, I do like what Corey says here. He says, "I think passion causes burnout." No, I mean, I like the where you're going with it, but passion, you can't get burnout if you're passionate about something. You can get frustrated and overwhelmed with it, like Andy was saying here. But again, you need to know when to step away, take a break.
Come on, everybody. You got to know when to hold them. Know when to fold them.
Know when to walk away. Know when to run. You got to count your money while you're sitting. Okay, you got me going on Kenny Rogers.
Every time I hear that song, all I can think of is when he was on the Muppet Show.
Oh, yes.
And they do that song, and
oh, God.
Fantastic.
Oh, God. And
but
I'm leaving the Yes We're Nerds thing up.
So the whole...
We've gone from Star Wars to Marvel to DC, back to Star Wars, and into the Muppet Show. So,
and I'm going to go back to cooking because that's something that I really, really love to do. And I don't have a passion for it in a restaurant situation. My passion
I think if you were given the right situation, Matt, you would.
No, I wouldn't. I'd burn out on it, and I'd be like, screw this, because restaurant settings become a Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
It's the same thing every day.
Last thing you want to do is create the same stuff over and over and over.
Every day. Even if you've got a different menu going on from week to week, it is. A restaurant is the same thing every day, and I don't have a passion for that. However, what I do have a passion for... So
you're burnout and you don't do it anymore.
Well, you're saying that I don't have a passion for it.
You have a passion for
Obviously,
cooking.
if I burn out on
You
it,
have
then
a-
obviously I don't have a passion for it.
You have a passion for cooking,
Exactly, and that's where I'm
right?
trying to get with
You're
this. I
okay.
do have
You
a
Yeah.
have a
passion for cooking,
food,
and I do
but you don't
love
have a
cooking
passion for
for my
cooking
wife,
food for
which
for you and your wife.
and
Well,
I
that's
or at family, friends, and other things like I love
you're
our Thanksgiving tradition we have. Our house is Thanksgiving dinner for friends and family. I'm going to be very lucky tonight. I'm only going to be making fresh made tortilla chips. My wife's actually going to finish cooking dinner tonight.
Ooh.
But I got really lucky this week. She actually cooked Sunday night's dinner, which we had leftovers last night, and then she's going to be doing a chili Achilles tonight because she made the sauce on Sunday. But I will make the corn chips for it, the tortilla chips.
So dinner is when, Matt?
Yeah, I was going to say.
We serve it
probably get
early
on a
here.
plane.
We will eat by 5. So
right.
neither of you will probably make it, and there probably won't be leftovers.
Oh, damn it! I was gonna say at least I'll be there for leftovers, but no.
But it's. I'm looking and on my computer here it says it's 76 degrees, which isn't hot, but it's smoky. It's muggy out there, and because I love my wife, I will sit over hot oil and cook tortilla chips for her, and I'll never get burned out on that. Like I get burned out on coming up with dinner ideas because like I don't want to.
Well, then you just go to balabustasecret.com.
Well, or that, and that's having her on there on our podcast was so fantastic because it's yet another source I can use to come up with ideas. And that's where we burn out on coming up with new ways to cook the same old. But when it comes right down to it, I will never get tired of making my wife happy.
There.
And that's passion. That's love. That's the passion. And that's what I agree with you about on a certain level.
So I'm right. Thank you.
Well, and that's where I'm saying that's where I agree with you is if you have a certain level of passion for something or someone, you won't burn out on them.
Right. So like Corey's saying here, passion leads to deep investment, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, physically. And when you start feeling burnout, you either regroup and recharge or you reevaluate and reinvest elsewhere. Again, maybe burnout is being defined differently. And this may be more subjective than Chris is making it seem with his objective view. No, screw it,
Corey.
I hate.
No. Thank you, Corey. Because
he's
100%. Only problem with your view on it, Chris, is you take this very literal view on being burned out. You think that being burned out is done, kaput's over. Where most people say, "I'm burned out. I need a break." And I don't think they mean I'm burned out the way that you think they mean burned out. I think that people really what they mean is I'm starting to
become a big whiny baby, and I'm going to cry about my. I'm sorry.
I think what people mostly mean is I'm reaching a point where I could burn out if I don't do something about it. And
and you're right. You're right.
I mean,
if you're at 80%, Matt, and you post something like that on social media, you could get the support you need to say, you know what? No, I can push through this.
But here's where I also agree with you, Chris. The way that guy put it, from what you're saying, the way he put it, you know what? Screw him. Get out of here. You're done. Leave. Right. Who cares? Go.
And that's
Don't whine about it.
But then see these guys' responses to my thing is saying that I'm absolutely wrong, and Corey was the only one that actually gave me a little leeway on that whole question during that. Now I had a bunch of people give me thumbs ups and things like that. No comment, mind you.
Right.
But they I like what you said, but I'm not going to comment because
I don't like the way you said it.
Yeah. So, and I don't want to get involved, and so they're pussies. So,
maybe they just don't. maybe they don't have the passion for the back and forth conversation. Maybe they don't have the time to get in an
Maybe they're
argument.
burnt out on it.
Maybe.
Maybe they've encountered one too many internet arguments and have burned out on.
Well,
Or maybe they never
internet.
had the passion to begin with.
Ding ding.
Yep. So they suck and they're losers and they deserve to not have comments.
Wow, how do you really feel, Chris?
Yeah.
There
goes all our listenership.
Yeah. No, actually,
hates
I'm pretty sure Ireland's like really fired up right now and behind me 100%. So, because they are,
man.
the next tier on our listenership besides the US of A. But just saying.
Oh well.
Corey, this is why divorce is so prevalent. No appreciation for passionate arguments, and people just
I have
give
other
up.
views on divorce.
Very good point, Corey.
I think people get married for the completely wrong reasons a lot of times.
Yeah. Oh, God bless. Yes.
That's 100%.
I was never, until I met my wife, I was never going to get married. I've had horrible examples of marriages throughout my life. I mean, I know a lot of people that, friends and family that are still married after many, many years, maybe not in good marriages, but they're still married. I have many, many people in my life that are divorced after this and that. And quite honestly, like, I think my dad's second marriage was for the wrong reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And the day he told me, he's like, I got some bad news. I'm, your stepmom and I are getting a divorce. I shook his hand and said, it's about time.
Yeah.
Dude, oh my God.
Yeah.
No, and that happened when, I believe, when you and I were working together the first time.
Yeah. No, what, dude?
They may have gotten divorced before that, but it was just like, I think that people get married for the wrong reasons, and then don't want to put any effort into being married.
Right.
The people that
they get married
don't
for
want to
convenience.
spend time together. Like, weekend comes and then she does her thing and he does his thing.
Right.
Man caves. Like, you need to go to a place to escape your family.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, dude.
I'm sorry.
We are on such a slippery slope. You are so right, dude, and you're nailing it on the head.
We should have a whole thing about this.
And you know what? Maybe no, next week I want to have fun with Eve. I don't want
to. Oh, no. Maybe in a few weeks we should get into another thing.
I'm just going to say this because dude, we could go for another 2 hours. Because I'm in full agreement with you, because my first marriage, I've told you before, very short. Just, I was trying to do the right thing. Obviously didn't work out. So we went our own ways. But my second marriage, I stuck in, I went through all my drinking, realized, when she, divorced me, it was funny because everybody, and I am saying everybody that hardly even knew her, but knew me, people at work were like,
going, good riddance.
Well, they were like, man, you seem so different. What happened? I'm like, well, I got divorced. They're like, wow, it's about time. And I'm like, what? And they're like, well, yeah, even that one time we met we met her. So it was like, why are you with her? Nobody got it. And I was at the point, again, I called it a marriage of convenience also, because a lot of people get married just for that reason. It's convenient. Oh, I've got an extra person to help me with my kids, or, whatever. And it's, and that's why when I got married to the woman that I'm married to now, my amazing, wonderful wife, she, blows my mind every day. It's just something new, and I can't thank God enough, because I'm so, every day there's something new. Even when she upsets me, or I upset her, it's like it's weird. It's like we talk and then we get through it and we're done.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I never had that before. And it was weird, especially the first time it happened where we both had that real weird, uncomfortable thing because we both had very similar mates. Hers was just male, mine was female. And they were very narcissistic and it was all about them, yada, yada, yada. So when we, because we were used to just doing what we had to do to appease that other person. Well, when we both kind of had this situation, we were just like, and it was very awkward for both of us. And then, we were talking about, and, she just even brought up a point. I'm like, honey, the reason this works right now is because we're talking. We never got that chance before,
Yeah.
and now we do. And we're talking to each other. We're not arguing. We're not just stating one side or the other. I'm talking, you're listening. You're talking, I'm listening, and we're coming in agreement. Okay? We're working things out. That's what human peoples do. That's what a relationship is about. That's why it's called a relationship. It's a partnership. It's you belong together. You work together. That's what it's about. And
It's
so many people don't get that.
Yeah, it's amazing what having a grown-up conversation with someone can do.
Right. And so many people are so about themselves and they get married for the convenience. Like I say, there's so many simple ways to just, say, oh, well, we met in Vegas and we're just having a great time. And oh yeah, well, her kid's a brat or whatever. But it's cool, whatever, they'll be gone soon. And it's all right because I get to go and hang out with my boys and, I get to go do this and that. It's like, if you're not wanting to spend all your time with your partner, your wife, or your husband, what are you doing?
Exactly.
I mean,
I'm not saying that a break every once in a while. Like
yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Go out with your friend or, go out and just do something for yourself, whatever. But
yeah, like take time for yourself or whatever. But yeah, the people that the weekend comes and they've already spent all week not together.
Right.
Except for maybe because people don't sleep that long anymore. 6 hours in bed, right? You know what I mean? And so they have that together time and then all day apart. And then
Patsy,
how many people don't cook? There you go, Patsy.
Patsy just chimed in. Hey, Patsy, I was wife number 3. That should have been a red flag for me, but I learned from it and happily divorced for 17 years.
Congratulations.
And hi.
Well, and what's funny about my dad was,
and she has been terrorizing the internet community since.
and now he's on wife number 5.
No, she's been helping the internet community ever since.
Thank you, Patsy.
No, she has, but still,
terrorizing
terrorizing. Yeah, I know it's
the losers.
Still one of my favorite interviews that we've done. I love it, Patsy. Thank you so much.
My dad met his third wife after I met my only wife that I'll ever have, and they got married before my wife and I managed to get married, and which we got married like within 3 years of meeting each other.
Right.
Which some people are like, oh, that's quick. It's like, when you know, and whatever.
Yeah.
And
that's how it was for us.
My stepmom, and my dad passed away a couple of years ago. My stepmom still sends birthday cards to me and my wife, an anniversary card to us, a Thanksgiving card, an Easter card, a Christmas card. And she is, I mean, I know you have to go through hell before you can get to heaven, but she was the biggest blessing on the tail end of his life. Yeah. And I'm so glad that he went through what he went through to get to her, to realize that this is the person. That's the person he was meant to spend
the rest of his life with. And
he did.
And he finally got blessed with it. Now,
so Patsy, there might be someone out there for you, but if not, whatever, right? If you're happy, you're happy.
Definitely not going to meet him online.
Oh, but if she does, she'll know how to screen it. I can tell you that.
That's right. That's right.
Andy, how long were you and your wife together before you got married? She's like, no.
That's awesome.
Yep. So we knew each other. We were part of a group of friends that knew each other for a long time, but we started dating, and then 10 months we were living together. After 10 months we were living together, and then after another, I think, year or so, we were married.
Okay, so a couple years.
Yeah. So yeah, we've been married for 9, and we've been together for 11. So
right. Yeah. Me and my wife, we dated for about a couple years, and then we got married. Yeah. And Matt, I wanted to cut you off earlier because like the first thing that wow, dude. Hold on a second, Matt. There's some kind of technical difficulty going on. Oh, there it is right there.
Geez, man, it happened.
Oh, now he's covering up the screen. Anyway.
No, go on. So you wanted to interrupt me?
Yeah, well, I was going to interrupt you back when you were talking, like, when you were talking about your dad meeting his third wife. And I mean, there's a certain point where, like, and I've briefly described, going through the internet dating and the screening and stuff like that I was doing. And when I finally just put down prerequisite number 1, must love God first. Boom. Cleared out so many people right off the bat. I mean, all these ladies that were like sending me messages or thumbs up or I don't even remember what it all was, little hearts or something, all gone. I mean, it cleared out so many.
You finally were honest with what you wanted.
Well, that was the thing, and because I was done, and I mean, I was already I know that scared a lot of women off, is because I just throw my cards on the table and like, here it is. This is it. This is me. I'm not going to pretend. And even when I met my wife on that first date, hell, I told her, she goes, what's your 5-year plan or 10-year plan? Well, I'd like to be a pirate, right there. And she didn't run. She wanted to, but she gave me the benefit of the doubt. And then we moved on from there. I mean, so same, bro.
Honest is the best part. Yeah. And
no, it absolutely is. And Matt, you alluded to this too, but my wife was the first person that I felt that I could be honest with completely, 100%.
Right. Yep.
Well, go on.
And again, it wasn't something that necessarily developed over time. I just felt that comfortable with her right off the bat to not feel the need to, to not say something or to be, like awkwardly deceptive in any way. Like like she would ask me something and I could tell her, oh yeah, this is why.
And you knew that she might judge you, but it was
so
she would be like,
she's done stuff that's 10 times worse, so I would always judge her.
No, I always laugh, like people go like, when did you know that you wanted to marry your wife? And it's, well, we took an impromptu trip up Highway 1 to Monterey, and we listened to, I forget, I'll remember the CD. It was the Dixie Chicks, who are now just the Chicks. Yes. No, that was Lady Annabelle. Anyway, we listened to the Dixie Chicks, which are not my favorite band. I don't hate them or anything, but it was good music. It was a great album. But we listened to the CD all the way up and all the way back, and we had something to talk about the entire time. And when we got to Monterey, we went to a Denny's so I could get French toast.
Mm-hmm.
And because I think actually it's even sadder than just French toast. It's what I call the All-American Slam.
Yeah.
All American breakfast.
It's
It's the French toast slam with a side of hash browns, coffee, and a
French toast is
milkshake.
delicious.
Chocolate milkshake. I used to eat that when when I was 18 and doing construction. That was a meal to get
That
you
was your
going for the
breakfast of
day.
shame.
Oh no, breakfast of champions! You kidding me?
I
So
don't know.
we
You were talking
went,
about
we
it
went
being
to
sad.
we went to well, it's sad now at my weight. So we went to Monterey, stopped at a Denny's, got that
Mhm.
because she
Oh,
wanted me to have
God.
that. She's like, "Oh, is that what you ate? Like, eat it."
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right. So we got that, and then hopped in the car and drove back home, and still had something to talk about all the way back. So she dropped me off at home. She went back to her house, got ready for school, went to school. I went to work. And then after I got off work, she came back over and we still had more to talk about.
Yeah.
And that's when I knew. I'm like, wow.
Boom.
And now we sit on the couch looking at our phones, not talking
Right.
and having it
Yeah.
handled. No, we still talk. We'll have something on TV, be looking at our phones, and still have a conversation going.
Right.
We can
Okay.
still
I was
talk
gonna
about.
say, but you,
I
yeah.
mean, no, we still talk. I mean,
Yeah. As long as you're not texting her while you're in the same room, then
we do
I
that
can
too.
accept it. No, absolutely. Yeah.
I'll be talking to her, send her a link,
Well, yeah.
and then
Yeah.
that was hilarious. Thank you. Like
Right.
happily ignoring
Yeah.
one another. And no, we don't ignore each other.
Yeah.
Therefore.
Yeah.
It's happily
Coexisting.
coexisting together while ignoring each other, but not ignoring each other.
It's
What's
basically,
that?
yeah,
You're
most
on a-
modern
no,
relationships. Happily ignoring one another, yes. In a way. kind of.
You're on a plane of existence with this person to where you could spend an hour in silence, or you could be chatting her up while on your phone, or you could be totally engaged with it, and it's fine.
Oh, I don't think we'd
And
ever be
that's-
quiet for a whole hour. We couldn't do
Well,
that.
no,
I
and
always
that's
have
part of it.
something to tell her. She's always got something to
Right.
tell me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
passively ignoring one another.
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, okay. Man,
I mean, that's
and then
and there you go.
burnt
But that's
out.
the one thing I have passion for is making my wife happy, and I will never burn
Yeah.
out on that.
And
to
you
bring
won't burn
Boom.
out on
Brought
that.
it
back
back.
around.
Brought it back.
Boom. See, I was
So there you
I
go.
was
And
working
speaking
on
of which, I actually kind of got to get going because I got to go make tortilla chips.
it.
That's right, man. Oh man.
Yeah, but we don't get
Have
any
you
of the
seen my
tortilla
photo
chips,
on
do we, Matt?
Instagram of the fresh peach salsa and the fresh
No, but I want to
Oh.
see it.
tortilla
Yeah,
chips
no, let-
on Instagram that I did?
Okay. I know. Well,
You should look at my
maybe check
Instagram
this out.
account. It is at Maddie's Photos on Instagram.
There you go.
Buzzkill.
Total buzzkill.
See, now, Matt, you got everybody
I
getting
gotta make my wife happy.
Ian's
Sorry,
even
Corey.
hungry.
We will now nickname you Buzz Killington.
Yay!
I like to call him
Well, one of my nicknames
Buzzkill.
was Mr. Sassington. I prefer
He walks
that over
into a
Buzz
room,
Killington.
everybody just shuts up. Yeah.
The
Oh,
se-
Patsy wants
so
the recipe. So
the
yeah.
secret for the peach salsa or the recipe for the chips?
Hot oil
one,
and
Patsy?
corn chips.
Well, there's a trick to corn chips. When you cook the whole
No, you
tortilla
open the
in a
bag
little bit of
and
oil,
eat.
you got to kind of par fry it. So okay, Patsy.
Okay.
So you par fry your
Here we go.
your corn tortilla a little bit and set them aside to drain and whatever. And you do how many ever tortillas, and then you cut them. I cut them into 6. Boop 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 boop. And then you take those flimsy, floppy
boop,
little
boop, boop, boop.
fellas, and then you put them back in the oil to crisp them up. And it's the par cooking just does something to corn tortillas. Makes them better.
It's amazing.
Next week on Cooking with Matt, we will explore every layer of the parfait.
That's right.
Tune in next Tuesday. At
And if
4
you're
p.m.
lucky, it won't
4 p.m.
be.
Central.
Onions also have layers too. So
Yeah.
So do ogres. Ogres have
That's-
beards as well.
Oh, damn it!
Yeah.
Like a
Oh,
parfait.
Everybody loves parfait.
No, like onion. Anyway,
Which
but
okay,
yeah,
anyway.
so
Another,
no problem,
another show
Patsy.
for rum and
You
regrets.
should make them there. Oh man, nothing like fresh homemade tortilla chips and fresh homemade salsa with peach salsa, jalapenos, and a serrano, onions. Oh,
You can
Yeah,
get this recipe
Matt's
at
not passionate about cooking at all. Right?
yeah,
We'll be
I hate
updating our
cooking. It's
website.
horrible. No, I'm just not passionate about cooking in a restaurant, but man, boy, do I love to cook.
Yeah. Well, you're a personal chef for a person you love. So
Exactly.
someone
Yeah.
you want to impress.
There you go.
Yeah.
Boom.
That's right. My wife won't let me cook anymore. Just saying.
No, because all you know how to make is hamburgers. Oh, and hot dogs.
No. Really?
I'm sorry.
I do make a pretty mean chili.
You do.
I was 45th out of 230 people in a chili cooking contest. So just saying.
Top 50.
Top third.
Matt, he's
Eh,
right now, and
but we're just gonna
I'm
leave it
kind
there.
of
I'm
okay with
gonna
it.
teach you a little bit
Yeah,
more,
yeah,
and
right.
then I'm gonna bail.
Whoa, that's the
Yeah,
after
take care of
dark
yourself.
edition, Corey.
The
That's the
After
after
Dark
dark
podcast.
edition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$20 on
Tune in at
Patreon.
12 for Random. Yeah, that's right. Patreon. Hit our Patreon.
Oh.
And by the way, all right. Speaking of which, since I think we've pretty much seen
Matt
the
will slow
demise.
speak a recipe to you.
We
I love it. A $20 tier. Matt will slow speak a recipe to you. I love it. I think that's great.
Then you
The
put
birthday
chips in
cake
the
I made my
oil.
wife this year is
Yes.
amazeballs. It's a Christina Tosi
I
recipe.
got $10
for those
and
of
2
you that know
cans of Red
Christina
Bull.
Rossi. It's $20, man. Don't drink Red Bull.
No, now you're talking to Andy. That's Andy's forte right there. Is the Red Bull.
Yep. Yeah.
Hey, so as we see the demise of the show right here in the very instant near future because of corn chips and the making lack of,
Oh, yeah.
I just wanted to
Sweet,
throw out
sweet
that
corn chips,
our
baby.
house band, the Dead Campers and Donnie Champion, they actually have a new single that they released. I'm going to share it with you all right now. Yeah, maybe, kind of. There it is. The Dead Campers dropping the wedge on Spotify.
Ooh, good surf
yeah.
guitar.
And actually,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
going to be up your way. They're going to be up in Seattle here soon.
Okay.
So you have to go to their webpage on Facebook or whatever, but they are on Spotify. If you like any of that music, they do a great job. A lot of original songs, but they do a few covers as well. So just wanted to throw that out there because, I love these guys. I think they're great, and they are a great addition for our house band. So stoked that they gave the okay for that, and love Donnie. And he also does DJing. He's a DJ Batwing, and dude, you want to talk about some crazy fun dance house music? It's awesome.
Mhm.
Anyway, so that's it. Dead Campers right there. The Wedge. They're playing us out. So next week, we are going to have Eve Simon from Gen X Stories on. So make sure you tune in next week at 4 Central with Eve. And don't forget our sponsors, Consolidated Skateboards, 5 Point Skate Shop out in Ventura. They are at Consolidated Skateboards on the web and on Instagram. Order some stuff, tell them who you found it from. And if you're really feeling generous and you really like what you're hearing, or even if you don't like, still follow, subscribe, join the crowd. Go to our website, therandomkristianshow.com, or send us your opinions at therandomkristianshow@gmail.com, and let us know what you think. Reply here, wherever. Anyway, tell a friend, and hit up our website, hit up our Patreon site. Throw us a little extra cash. It'll be cool. It'll be fun. It'll be hip. It'll be awesome. Everybody loves to do it. So why don't you? That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Those cool people that, live next door to you, they contribute to the show. You should contribute more than them. Just my idea. Just saying. No? No. Right. Okay. Moving on. But Matt, you've got chips to make. So Matt's
I got one more thing to add about the chips too,
son
Patsy.
of a bitch.
After they're fried, you have to salt them right away.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go into Star Wars.
Just fall right off. No.
Yeah, right away. I actually after I par fry them this time around, I'm going to do an experiment. After I do the first cook, I'm going to sprinkle them with a little bit of salt and then cut them. So
there you go.
I'll let you all know how that worked out next week.
Yeah,
please do.
Oh yeah. So now I'm hot and horny for chips, and apparently
we're all going to be eating Mexican tonight.
Yeah. So it's getting sexy, baby. Yeah. All right.
Or salty.
Andrew, do you guys got a rum and regret tonight?
No. We just posted our the Suicide Squad review on Monday. So cool. Yeah, it's out there. It's out there for the universe to consume.
Beauty. All right. Well,
give that a listen.
That sounds awesome. Yeah. So with the Dead Campers playing us out, I just wanted to say thank you, gentlemen, for joining in. Thank you all for listening and joining in. Make sure you follow, like, subscribe. Like I said, buy some swag from the what's it called? Spring Tree
swag store.
Yeah, no, Teespring, but just go to the randomchristianshow.com and you can get to our shop there.
Yeah, get a shirt.
Buy your new socks.
And, buy socks, shirt, or hoodies, or a coffee mug, or whatever, water bottles. Anyway.
You didn't get Mexican food tonight.
Oh, I'm getting spaghetti and homemade meatballs. Dude, she is Mexican, and she makes authentic, amazing Mexican food.
I know, and I'm jealous.
Yes, you should be.
When I fly out there.
Yeah, we're coming.
I'm looking forward. I'm so looking forward to it.
So, gentlemen, I thank you until next week. Mwah! Loving you.
Adios, amigo.
All right, brothers. Bye. Thank you so much. Peace out. Have a beautiful day. And to all of you out there, I want to again, just personally, thank you so much for joining in with us and listening. Tell a friend, spread the word. We love having you join in on the chat, and make sure that you tell them they can join in on the chat, like Patsy and Corey and Nick and all these people that were joining in with us. So until next week, don't forget, Eve Simon from Gen X Stories will be on here. We're going to have a blast, so make sure you join in. All right, kids, talk to you next week. Have a beautiful, beautiful week. Take care of each other. We're all we got out here.